Hello everyone, this is Anil. You are watching Education Tatva. I am working on very important series that can help you get a job or do your daily work in any software development. It does not require you to be technical, so go and watch it from the beginning. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, database views. Have a look. When we talk about database views, so as you can see, we talked about table in the earlier lecture, and if you have not watched that video, I would recommend you go and watch that. This is with a practical example that I've created on Live SQL. Let's come to this topic. What are the database views? As you can see that we might have different tables in a database like table A, table B, and there could be a requirement of writing similar queries again and again by joining these two tables. So first thing, if we talk about, there should be a database view which could be created out of multiple tables. That is the first problem that view is solving. Second thing, this table can be part of schema A, whereas you don't want to give access to schema A because it consists of multiple other tables and a user can directly do the write operation on these tables. So you can create this view in another schema and you can give access to this view to another user. So that is, second is data abstraction. Now, so what are the characteristics of database views? As you can see here, the first one is you can combine one or more table to create views. So in general, when you have complex reporting, mostly in the analytics, you might want to join multiple tables, and it is very tedious to write queries to join multiple tables again and again. It is more convenient to have views. Then query follows select statement. So views are generally used for your DQL statements, which mean more for data retrieval. Views can also be created as a read-only object. So the question comes is, are views updatable? And that's a very important question when you talk about the database interviews. Views can be updatable if it is not built on very complex queries, right? If you have underlying multiple tables, so views cannot be handled to update the data because the data distribution happens on the multiple database table, whereas views are updatable until and unless you do not define a read-only condition. We are going to cover one with practical example, and views do not require additional storage. So these are just pre-compiled SQL statement, but it does not occupy any data storage within your database. So these are very efficient, very easy to manage, and these are scalable in terms of how you want to distribute it to the other organization or other users or other projects maybe. So hopefully this was you were able to hopefully you are able to understand what the views are. Let's look at the example. So what I've done, if you remember, we have created a table, test table in the earlier session. So if we search for test table, this was the table that we created last time. Just run it and show you what was this table, just to recap, and for entire how to create the table you can find in the last lecture. Now, how to create the view out of this? We can create view as create or replace view. This is another database object. You can name it as test view, and then you need to define the query against which this view should be constructed upon. As you can see, in this table we have three columns, column 1, column 2 and column 3, whereas in this view I've just taken out subset of the column. So I've just taken out two columns out of this table, and this is very simple example of view. And then with this condition you can make this view read only. Now if you want to create a view on top of this table, so this is your statement, and if I just run it, this view is created. And we can go to this schema. We can see that table was created and this view is now created, right? So this view is linked with this table. There could be a scenario where one view could be associated with multiple tables, and if we are trying to insert the data in this view, let's see what it says. Test view can have column 1, column 2, and values. We can insert column 1 is 2 and column 2 could be I'm putting my son's name here. If I just run, they should go give some error. Yeah, so that's error is cannot perform a DML operation on a read-only view. And while I'm showing you this error, there is an important concept of ORA errors. So Oracle has done a lot of great practices. They followed really a tremendous good practice in maintaining the database errors. All these errors, you will notice it starts with ORA, and with some numeric number. And these are very useful when you want to handle different kind of errors coming from Oracle database. We will set up a separate session to just discuss about the exception. This is very useful topic and we will discuss this in detail. So this was a very quick introduction about database views. I would recommend you create one database views, create multiple tables, and then join them together and create a view and try to run the query. Let me know if you struggle any bit on this process. This is Anil signing off. Thank you.